Vandals, my name is Maya Marino.
And I'm Peyton Goodman, and we're both first-year dietetic students here at the U of I.
And today we're going to show you a quick and delicious tortellini soup recipe, so let's go ahead and get started. This recipe is under $20 and it only requires a handful of ingredients. You can cook it in the slow cooker if you're a busy college student like us, or on the stovetop. So this recipe requires 1 whole onion, so we're just going to start by dicing our onion. Make sure that you're always using proper knife cutting skills and keeping your fingertips in and under so that you don't risk getting cut. We already had pre-washed our produce, but make sure that when you're buying fresh produce, you're always washing it beforehand. Another essential ingredient in this recipe is kale. Kale is a very good superfood. It's very nutrient dense. It's very high in vitamin K and A, and it is low calorie. So when we're cutting our kale, we want to make sure that we remove the stem first because it's very fibrous. And you're going to want to slice off the leaves outside the stem like this. Just as close as you can get to the stem, you just want to remove all of the leftover kale, and sometimes you can just shake it off with your knife like that. And once you get a cluster like that, then you can just begin to chop it. Next, we set up our skillet on the stovetop and we put it on about medium heat, and then we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to the skillet, or you can eyeball it, whatever you're more comfortable with. And then we're just going to let that kind of heat up really quick. The pan was already hot, so it looks like we're ready to open our Italian sausage. Let it all fall in here. So now we're just looking to brown our sausage for about 3 to 4 minutes. Keep breaking it up too. So we chose to use Italian sausage in this recipe just because we're using an Italian pasta as well. And it just kind of goes with the theme of the recipe, but feel free to use ground beef or turkey meat or any other meat that's your favorite. It's really up to you. So now that our sausage is browned and all ready to go, we're going to go ahead and put in our 1 sweet onion, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And we're just going to continue to stir that, and we're going to cook it until the onions have sweated a little bit. So now that the onions have been sweating and we've had it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, we're just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And then continue to stir in salt and pepper. So next we're going to transfer our meat mixture into this saucepan. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And then we're just going to whisk that until it lightly browns a little bit further. It's totally okay if it's starting to harden at the bottom of your pot, because when we add in the chicken broth, it's actually going to bring the residue off of the pan, and that's where a majority of the flavor will come from. Next, we're going to add in 4 cups of chicken broth, or 32 ounces, to our pot. And then we're going to add 1 whole can of tomato sauce. And then we're just going to stir that together and bring it to a boil. So now that our soup is at a full boil, we're just going to go ahead and pour in 1 package of these 3-piece tortellini pasta. Now that our noodles are tender, we're just going to add in our bunch of kale. And then 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. We put the kale in last because it doesn't take long for it to wilt.
Now that it's been simmering all together for a minute, you can either serve it and eat it immediately, or you can use it throughout the week for meal prep. Enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy our recipe. And go Vandals!